Have you played against the Deathwatch lately? If not, that is hardly surprising. According to the ITC stats released earlier this year, the Deathwatch is one of the least frequently played Space Marine chapters featured in the Space Marine Codex. With their supplement being one of the first releases of 9th edition, what if I gave you 5 good reasons to join the long vigil?
Welcome to SwissHammer, your channel for modeling in Warhammer 40k. My name is Tammer and I will be guiding you through this video.
Ever since the release of their 9th edition supplement, the Deathwatch has been a bit of an enigma, ranked anywhere from bottom to top tier, entirely dependent on who you ask. The one commonality people seem to agree on is that the supplement is a complex one. Up for a challenge? Let's look into 5 reasons for playing Deathwatch. Reason number 1 is lore. The Deathwatch is unique in the way that it is a chapter consisting of veterans of the other Space Marine chapters. They directly serve the Ordo Xenos of the Inquisition as its chamber militant. Basically, the different branches of the Inquisition make use of different militant arms. The Ordo Hereticus has the Adeptus Sororitas, the Ordo Malleus the Grey Knights, and as mentioned, the Ordo Xenos the Deathwatch. Space Marines working for the Inquisition, can it possibly get any better? Which brings us to reason number 2, Kitbashers Paradise. Do you find it difficult to settle for a single Space Marine chapter? Is there at least one unique model in every Space Marine chapter that you like? Because the Deathwatch is in fact a collection of different chapters, it is simplicity itself to sneak in models inspired by other chapters. While the models have to follow the rules of the datasheets available to the Deathwatch, the aesthetics are an entirely different beast when compared to the other Space Marine chapters. On the left shoulder pad, members of the Deathwatch display the unique Deathwatch shoulder pad. On the right shoulder pad, they still proudly display their original chapter colors and emblem. Additionally, because of their veteran status, it is not uncommon for members of the Deathwatch to have additional trinkets, iconography and trophies on display. Kitbash away, guys! Taking inspiration from other chapters aside, there are also a few models unique to the Deathwatch, such as the beautiful Corvus Blackstar Flyer. If simply mixing shoulder pads isn't enough, let's have a look at number 3, mixed units. The Deathwatch is famous for their kill teams, which allows the mixing of different datasheets from the Space Marine Codex. Ever wanted to combine Infiltrators and Eliminators for the ultimate special operations unit? Ever felt like you need ablative wounds for your Eradicators? Ever wondered why Primaris Marines don't have their own version of tactical squad with some plasma guns mixed in? Ever thought about the benefits of the Firstborn Marines just bringing along a Terminator or 2 to bolster their squad? The Deathwatch can do all that and more. And the cherry on top is that all of that is ObSec, due to kill teams counting as troops. Yes, Dark Angels are not the only ones able to get ObSec Terminators. By creating these kill teams and mixing units, you can often benefit from certain abilities or stratagems that one model brings along and then can share it with the whole unit. All that sounded pretty flexible, right? Which brings us to number 4. Flexibility. Did you know that Deathwatch can pick their doctrine order? That is basically their super doctrine. Is your opponent hiding away all their units turn 1 because they are afraid of Devastator doctrine? That's fine, as Deathwatch you can do Devastator doctrine in a later turn. Are you expecting to get first turn charged by your opponent? That's fine too. You can be in Assault Doctrine for that. Oh, and did you ever enviously look at the Warlord trait from another chapter featured in the Space Marine Codex? The Deathwatch has a Warlord trait called Paragon of their chapter, which enables them to pick any of these mentioned Warlord traits from the other chapters. Salamander's extra strength, Ultramarine's chance at CP regain, the Deathwatch can take it. That's not all though. Through the Brotherhood of Veterans stratagem, a unit can borrow a chapter or successor tactic for a turn. If you are playing Deathwatch, you are playing a little bit of every Space Marine chapter if you want to. Last but not least, number 5. Are you the nostalgic type? Perhaps a long-time veteran, or just an avid reader of Space Marine novels? Does it irk you a little that power creep has been felt for a variety of Firstborn Space Marine units? Well, the good news is that Deathwatch is one of those chapters that does Firstborn Space Marines best. To this day, the Firstborn Deathwatch veterans are the staple of many competitive Deathwatch lists. Due to their mentioned kill teams and the mixing of units, there are a variety of classic Space Marine units that work uniquely well in a Deathwatch army. And there is of course special issue ammunition, adding benefits to the standard Deathwatch bolt gun. Ever felt that the Primaris bolt rifles are just so much better than the regular bolt gun? Well, clearly you haven't seen the Deathwatch bolt guns yet. The best thing, however, is that you can really combine the best of both worlds, classic Firstborn and Primaris. They both work well in a Deathwatch army. Speaking of nostalgia, have you heard of the Legion of the Damned? These guys have some amazing lore tied to them, not to mention that the models are immensely cool. Unfortunately though, Legion of the Damned Space Marines have been moved to Legends in 9th edition, making them unavailable for matched play. The good news, however, is that the previously mentioned Deathwatch veterans are the closest, rules-wise, that you can still come to actually playing Legion of the Damned these days. The Legion of the Damned used to have a variety of special rules, including invul saves, special deployment and ranged weapons ignoring cover. All of these abilities can be replicated through using Deathwatch veterans with bolt gun and storm shield. I have covered this in greater detail in a separate video, the link is in the description. To wrap things up, over the course of the video, I have presented you guys 5 good reasons to play Deathwatch. Number 1 is lore. Who wouldn't want to be a veteran Space Marine working for the Inquisition? Number 2 is Kitbashers Paradise. If you are playing Deathwatch, you are essentially playing a bit of all the different Space Marine chapters. Under these circumstances, it is only fitting to add a little extra iconography on the veteran Space Marine serving in the Deathwatch. Number 3 is mixed units. Infiltrators and Eliminators, Heavy Intercessors and Eradicators, Primaris Tactical Squads, Firstborn-armies, Terminators and even Bikers. All of this is perfectly possible to combine in a single squad, which are the kill teams of the Deathwatch. Oh, and they are all ObSec too. Number 4 is flexibility. When facing the Deathwatch, there is no hiding from Devastator Doctrine turn 1 or charging them first turn without getting some Assault Doctrine in the face, because Deathwatch can simply pick their Combat Doctrine order. They can also borrow other Space Marine chapters' warlord traits and chapter tactics. Again, if you're playing Deathwatch, you're playing a bit of every Space Marine chapter. Number 5 is nostalgia. Deathwatch is arguably the one Space Marine chapter that does Firstborn Space Marines best. They are not limited to going either Firstborn or Primaris. You can combine the best of both worlds when playing Deathwatch. If you are still smarting over the Legion of the Damned having been moved to Legends, the Deathwatch veterans are the closest valid pick for 9th edition that somewhat emulates the special abilities that Legion of the Damned have on their datasheet. Truly, it is a good time to play Deathwatch. So that's it for 5 good reasons to play Deathwatch in 9th edition. What made you guys pick Deathwatch and how happy are you about their performance in 9th edition? Have I missed any important reasons that are even better than the ones I mentioned? Let me know in the comments. Finally, I would also like to mention that there is a SwissHammer Facebook page where I will be posting links to my videos as well as articles I find of interest. I do read a lot about the hobby, but not all of it will always end up as its own video. I look forward to seeing you there as well. I do also have a Patreon page. If you like my content, any additional support is greatly appreciated as it helps me invest into future videos. As always, thank you very much for watching, guys. Your continued support is greatly appreciated. I hope you have been enjoying this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks again and see you next time.